it's Christine Bertram. I'm coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. And tonight is mystery card making night. We've provided a clue to you already, and it included the measurements and the list of supplies needed for you to make a card with me tonight. And I always enjoy mystery card night because it's, well, I used to not make a card with you, but now I end up making a card with you, but it's an easy card. It's on the fly, kind of, for you. And some people sit back and they watch and they figure out how to do it. And then some people like to make the card with us so that they're done with it by the time the class is done. So either way works. And this is the class that I really love to encourage you to use what you have at home. Don't go buy anything special for this class. Use what you already have, because if you're like me, you have a plenty of stuff to use. And the question I get asked a lot with this class is, how is it easiest to pick the supplies? And I always go for designer series or pattern paper first, and then I let the rest of it kind of fall into place. So I ran upstairs about a half hour ago, I'll be honest with you. I am a JITer just in time, and Jolene helped me pull this card together and put the clues together. So I was in a little bit of a surprise too when I was pulling my pieces, and I started with what I saw first, which was designer series paper. I saw this paper right in the front of my pile, and I thought to myself, oh, this is perfect. I can use this really pretty it's called Marbled Elegance. And so I pulled that. It was right on the front of the pile because we had just designed 4 beautiful cards using it. And I'll show these off. We have a game night coming up, and also Lucky Hand, which uses the same cards, coming up in a couple weeks. So I'll show that off in a moment. So that was right on the top of my pile of designer or pattern paper. And so from there, I picked out 2 patterns because recipe 1 has 2 coordinating pattern papers, and I needed to find 2 that go well together. And then from there, I picked my card base, and then I pulled in the stamps, and I worked kind of that way versus finding a stamp set and picking out my cardstock, and I was like, oh man, now what designer paper or pattern paper will I use? So I try to work that way. So I get that question asked the most about this, like how to make it easier for people. So that's my little bit of advice. But before we get going here, I want to say hi to a few people that are watching already. Hi, Linda. Hi, Laura. There's Myra. There's Rose. And Angelique is here again. Yes, you guys, this is my double header day. I usually do 2 classes on this 3rd Monday. It's usually Let's Just Stamp at 1. And then this class is at 6. And so you always get me change my clothes in between. So I'm not a Vanna White changing my clothes throughout the day for my different lives. so we get the Be Kind shirt again, or kind words. All right, then we have Denise is here from Florida. Yay. Hi, Anna Carter. Hi, Dolores. Hi, Susan Bellamy. She just finished watching the Artful Amaryllis. That class went really well. I was very happy with those cards. Turned out great. Hi, Judy Sharp. Hi, Kathleen Ketterman. You guys, Jolene is watching and she is answering. So if you see Cards by Christine Publishing comments, that is Jolene watching in the background. She added the host code. So if anybody wants to place an order and use my current host code, she's got it linked there. So when you order product from Stampin' Up! Via me through my host code, it helps you get free classes from me. Classes are offered free with a minimum purchase. Hi, Debbie Gast. Hi, Louise from Maryland. Yay. Hi, Laura Wood. And there's Sharon Land. Hi, Connie Moore. Jeannie Gertis is here. Hi, Sarah Mitchell and Nancy Mole. There's Beverly Carlin. Beverly, I have been meaning to touch base with you. I have your pile back here, and not like this class related, but I wanted to connect with you because I knew you were sending a check, and I just need to check with you on the check. So let's chat tomorrow if we can connect on your classes. Hi, hi, Susan Murphy. There's Laura Sullivan. Hello, hello, hello. Ohio. Yes. Hi, Kari Dwyer. There's Corinne. Hi, Suzanne Deppis. There's Gail Barden. Gail, I got your beautiful card in the mail today. Thank you. There's Cheryl Gramlich. Hi, Deanne Dawn from rainy Minnesota. It was raining here, too, for the last couple hours. And so we've got that same weather. Hi, Linda Kester. There's Sandy Wicklander. Hi, Kathleen. Hi, Donna. And you love watching how I pull the pieces together. It's very helpful. Good. I like to teach you guys how to fish. Well, AKA make cards, right? Because then you'll make more cards or fish later at home. There's Sherry Johnson. Hi, Julie Frost. Hi, Jenny Miller and Barbara Rudolph. Hi, Jamie. And Barbara Gabi. All right. And who else do we? You are my Vanna White. I love it. Hi, Jean Terwilliger. Okay. So most of you, I recognize a lot of your names, and that's awesome. Thank you for continuing to watch me. For those that are new, I'm excited to see your new names. I'm Christine Bertram. I'm from Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Yay. And I teach card making classes in person and online. And this mystery card night is a way for me to teach a card class to you in a fun, creative way using my magnifying glass. And so I do sell Stampin' Up! Products. I am a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator for the last 11 years. And the thing about this class that's cool is that I don't really care what you use for your product. If you have other brands, which I don't name them because I don't know, I'm so focused on Stampin' Up! That I know there are other brands out there. I don't live under a stone. So you guys can use whatever you want. And when you share your cards, I don't care what the product is. I just want you to be creating and making cards or other projects, right, with the stuff that you buy. But if you are looking for a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, or let's say you want to buy some products and you don't have somebody you work with, I'd be happy to earn your business and your loyalty for getting product from me and getting classes from me. So we do kit up a lot of classes on a month-to-month basis. This particular class, the Mystery Card Night, we do not kit anything up. So this is me going through and making a card with you. In the beginning, we used to not even make a card. I used to not make a card. We used to use copy paper because we didn't want to influence your card making in any way. Well, we've morphed, and through the years, we've decided that you generally like to see the card being made, and it helps you to make a card. So that's how we've kind of transitioned. Hi, Wanda. And there's Linda Hunt. Yes. Ornaments did you buy? How many pretty ornaments did you buy? I love it. Oh, there's Elaine Rebeck. Hi, Elaine. You guys, my eyes are like, they're not the best. Like, I'm like, I feel like I'm squinting these days. Needing glasses to read the little font here. There's Lisa. There's Sherry Martin. Hello, hello. And yes, Jenny Miller, it would be awesome to see you in Raleigh. We're planning to be there, and we'll be wearing all of our yellow amazing shirts. So look for the little line of bees. I should say the larger line of bees. So, okay, I am going to go over clue 1 with you. We've gone over a couple things. Generally, we don't get a lot of scammers. In the beginning of time, we used to get a lot of scammers that were trying to lure you into clicking on clickbait. So just know that if we ever see anything like that in this, that you're welcome to report them. Don't ever click on anything. Anything I ever do, when I do my YouTube live classes, they're free. You never pay to watch me. I don't charge anything for watching. What I do charge is if you want class kits from me, mailed. So if anybody's ever trying to kind of get money from you through anything that I'm publishing or doing, it's only if you get kitted classes from me. That is when I charge. So, or if you want to buy a PDF tutorial from me. But generally, like, just don't click on weird things, you guys. So hi, Maria Sanchez. Yes, you owe me a recipe card, but life is still happening to me. Well, hopefully at some point in the future, life will allow you to be in control versus life ruling you or running you. And when that time comes, send me back the recipe card. We're set for a little bit. I believe we're good with a few for the next months. I think we have recipe cards for what are we into? December, January, February. So we're good for a few months. So hopefully things can calm down and settle down for you, Maria, in the next few months that you can send a recipe card. All right. Hi, Mimi Howenstein. Mimi, you were a card winner this afternoon. So for those of you who missed my class at 1, I did chitty chat at the beginning. For those who like to keep up with what's going on with the craziness and the goodness of my life, I did chat about my trip to Las Vegas this weekend, and there was about 20 minutes of that, and then we went into the Let's Just Stamp card class. So if you missed any of that, you're welcome to go back and watch it. But the great thing about video is that you don't have to always repeat things over and over and over every time. So just go back and watch the 1 o'clock class, and you'll get the inside scoop. Hi, Brenda Lovelace from Houston. Rainy by you as well. Having a cool front coming through. That will happen. All right. So I'm going to drop the camera down, and we're going to go through clue number 1. All right. And I've already shown you what designer series. So in the Stampin' world, I call it designer series paper. In other worlds, it's probably called pattern paper. So interchangeable, how you want to call it. Hi, Sandy Quay Emery. Hello, kitten. So the babies missed me, and I know that some of you want to get some kitten fixes. Where are you guys? Kitten. I heard a squawker box. So I didn't see where the squawk came from though, and I don't see a kitten on the table. So I ended up going with this marbled elegance paper, and this is really pretty. Be happy to volunteer as a moderator to block those sort of things. Perfect. So yeah, Nancy, if you see any of that come through, you're welcome to be the first one to report it. What is it with who are now having people pay to have to follow? I honestly do not know. So, hi, Feline. At least my hemoglobin is normal now, but the iron levels are still low being treatment. Well, that prayers for you, Maria, that you can get things back in order. That would be great if you could. Laura, back to that. I'm not certain. I honestly, you guys, if you know me a little bit a lot, I am a just-in-timer. I fly by the seat of my pants, and I am wrapped up in my own world of making sure that all my stuff is taken care of. My ducks in a row. My classes are like kitted, designed, all that kind of stuff. I rarely have a lot of time, if any time, to watch other demonstrators. As much as I would love to, I like Rose Coleman in Canada is probably the one who I watch the most if I'm going to watch anybody. Rose and I are colleagues, and she just makes me happy watching her. She's just a bright ball of energy, and I always come away smiling when I watch her videos. So I would watch hers, and I don't watch a lot of others. So I don't know who else. You don't have to, honestly, you don't have to tell me in this video. Like this class is for our mystery card night, so you don't have to go off on that. But I was going to say, though, I know Gina Bulow, who's on my team. She is starting to do some only people who pay for her class are going to be able to watch her class, and trying to keep it as a private class to help build her scrapbooking workshop sales. So there's a perfect example of where she's going to create an unlisted video, and if you bought the class from her, then you have access to keep it a private class. And Rose and I are doing a technique club class together where she designs and I kit in the US, whereas I do the suite, and she's going to work that better into her business. But with that being said, she did for 2 years, she did that class on the open YouTube forum, and she is going to be converting it back to a private class so that only those who place an order to get the class for free from her or I will have access to that class. So she's going back to having it be private. So I'm not certain if like that's kind of what you're talking about, but like any demonstrator can pick and choose how they want to do their class. And so I have always had the mindset of if I'm going to do a class, I want as many people to see it, right? So that's kind of the mindset I have. I don't think I have done a private unlisted class ever. So, all right, so you can follow for free, but you can join their channels for extra content, bonuses, etc. That is an option open to any content creator on YouTube. Thank you for answering that for us, Jolene. That makes a lot of sense as well. And that could be something I do in the future if I have time to create more content that is only wanting it to be available if people pay for that content. But I'll be honest with you, I don't have time for that, you guys, at this moment. I have enough to manage what I have. So I do have my Inspiration Hive where people can pay to subscribe to get all my, it's a repository for all my tutorials. So anyways, that was a squirrel going on to a question, but that happens with us, you guys. I answer questions as they come up. So, all right. Like and share is what Maria said, and I do appreciate that reminder. If you guys like and share and subscribe to my YouTube channel, that is amazing. I appreciate that so much. So, all right. And Laura said, I don't think that's it. So I don't know if that's not it for Jolene's comment or my comment, but hopefully, like, I don't know. Laura, without you and I having a conversation about it, I'm not quite sure what the answer is. All right. Back to Marbled Elegance. This is one of the new online exclusive designer pattern papers that Stampin' Up! Just introduced in the beginning of November. And I found two patterns that went really nicely together. And they are these two patterns. And they, to me, are Melon Mambo. So I could have gone with a different section or color scheme. I could have gone with more of a real red or cherry cobbler and the designer paper, and on the back side there's matchy as well. I don't know, I was feeling pink, so I went with pink, and that's the start of it, right? So that's why I went with that, because that was first on my pile. It was the easiest thing to grab. So, you guys, just as a reminder, because I should do this every time, we're on clue number 1. In case you're wondering, we're going to go through clue number 1 now. All right, let me zoom her in here so you guys can see this a little bit better, because if your eyes are like mine, they can't always see things good. All right, it is beautiful designer series paper. And this designer series paper here, just to show you guys, this is what we featured for game night and Lucky Hands. That is coming up in 2 weeks from this week. I think it's December 4th and 5th. And so we featured it here on this card. And this is with Happy Hibiscus. Here's that swirly pattern, accenting in gold. And then this is one of my kitted class for those that are newer to me. This is one of I offer it as a kit, and then we play games of stamp. And so there's a piece back there and there's a piece here. These are the 2 that I picked for my card for today. And this one also, I could have done something like this too with the red with the swirls. And so those are your 4 card kits that you'll do for game night. All right, so what I did is I picked, oh, Jolene is right on the ball. She's got the item number there and the name of the paper, so you guys can find it in the online store. So I actually, when I look at clue 1, the first thing I went to is that I knew I needed coordinating pattern paper. So I actually cut these 2 pieces first, and these to me coordinate. And then I went and I cut my white or vanilla, and in my case, I have more cool colors going on, and so I went with white versus vanilla. And so you need a 5 1/16 by 3 13/16 in white or vanilla, 1 piece. All right, so that's set. Then let's go to our cardstock. We have 2 pieces that we need, 2 scoops. We need 2 pieces, and one is your normal hot dog style, so we call it a hot dog. When it's the other style, I call it a hamburger, or the hamburger burglar from McDonald's. 11 by 4 1/4. So 11 by 4 1/4, and it is scored and fold at 5 1/2. And I'm gonna wait to fold it in case it's in the next clue. So this is 1 piece of paper, but you want a 5 1/2 inch score line on the 11-inch side. So that's that piece. But then there's another piece here. This other piece measures 3 5/8 by 2 3/8. So same coordinating cardstock color in Melon Mambo. So we'll flip down here, and it says coordinating cardstock 2. And I thought to myself, well, what really goes with this? There's no other, hi Sissy Sue, there's no other color per se, but I do see gold, which is a color, and you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, I've never seen her use a full mat before of foil specialty paper, but it's a one-off card, and it's 5 1/4 by 4, and I'm not gonna glue it exactly like this. I am going to be punching out some stuff out of the middle to utilize more of this mat. Now, this is that, it's a dry brushed, or like a brushed metallic. It's one of the new online exclusives. So it's got these little baby lines in it. So it's not your traditional gold foil. It is on a pack with silver and gold, and it's brushed. So this piece is 5 1/4 by 4. So if you are guessing, it is going to be an inside mat, and most of it's going to get covered, but I thought that that would accent nice. Okay, but we'll talk about what I'm going to do to salvage the inside. Now, I don't generally do a whole mat of gold, but I will tell you, for this specific card right here, we did do a mat of gold, and out of this mat, we cut everything gold out of it. So we cut this big circle, we cut 3 leaves, and over here we got 3 flowers, and all of that, when you guys get your kits for this class, you're gonna see that the inside is all that holy, and it is completely die cut out of the middle. And then we also like die cut that little circle out of here. So when you are using a specialty foil or paper that you are covering up a lot of it, you do wanna try to do as Mary Lemke does and salvage as much out of the middle as you possibly can. Hi, Irene Smith. My corgi is being a maniac, so I can't craft a lung, but I'm watching. Okay, perfect. All right, so 2 pieces, 2 scoops, 5 1/4 by 4, and then there's one more here. It is a 3 13/16 by 2 1/2. All right, so if you're guessing here, that does get matted. And now again, what are we gonna do to potentially not lose some of this, all right? Textured metallic specialty paper. Item number is up there. Perfect, Jolene, thank you so much. All right, so those are 2 pieces. And then we have our pattern papers. So one of the pattern papers is a 3x3 right here. So that's my Pinky-licious one. And it has no gold in it. So it's more of an it's not the accent. Hi, Holly. So this is a 3x3. And then down here we have a coordinating pattern paper 2. And we also need a 3x3. So same size, but then we need a 3 3/8 by 2 1/8. Now, I know that when I was cutting my paper, I did, so these all mat together in case you guys aren't figuring that out. These all fit together very nicely. Now, I did trim off one of these, Jolene, and I don't know if we got to update this tutorial here. I did confirm it's 3 13/16 by 2 1/2. Hang on, I just want to make sure here. And then the Melon Mambo cardstock is 2 9/16. So I did make a slight alteration here. Instead of it being 3/8, I trimmed off a hair and made it 9/16. And it's still 3 5/8. And then the DSP or pattern paper was correct at 3 3/8 by 2 1/8. So the only thing I changed on this, again, was making it, I just cut off a hair. I cut off a 16th, and because when I held it up to it, just seemed like it was slightly not there. Hi, Polly Libby. All right, and hi, Kenzie. All right, so that is what we have for pattern paper. Now, what else do we need? Some scraps of white or vanilla. You could get some scraps of coordinating cardstock or pattern paper. I am going to figure out what I want to do with my scraps when we start putting the card together. We're going to go through it. You also are going to need some focal images and some sentiments. Now, I pulled in the punch here, which is the Heartfelt Hexagon punch, and the stamps that I pulled in, and this is one of the new online exclusives. It's called Hearts of Elegance. There's a Happy Valentine's Day, My Heart Belongs to You, and Love You, which all kind of fit, except for the Valentine's Day was too long, so I wasn't going to use that. I pulled in the Love You one. Now, again, this is an online exclusive. It means that you can't see it in a catalog, but it is available to shop from in the online store. I will let you know that we just made the executive decision too, that this whole suite of products, although it is online exclusive, we are featuring this as the suite class for the month of January. So for those people who take classes from me regularly, just know that this is what we chose, because generally we always choose a Valentine's Day set for January for the suite class, and there wasn't really any Valentine's Day in the new mini catalog. So we are pulling the online exclusive. So just you guys, so if you're gonna see this now, and you're gonna see it again used in January's suite class. So with that being said, this is the bundle where if you buy the bundle as your registration for class, you get the class for free. So as soon as I publish that, anybody can go ahead and get that. So FYI on that. All right, so I pulled in this punch, and I pulled in Love You. If I did my research here, the Love You is just barely gonna fit in there, and I think I'm gonna go for it and try it. And then I pulled in Melon Mambo, and I also have some gold thread that was introduced with this suite, but I also have, for my other scraps and supplies, I have some of this gold ribbon, and I pulled in some gold gems. So I've got all my stuff ready to go, and you might also need your adhesives and embellish your scissors. So like that's the bottom clue here, is always the same for us. All right, hi Gwen Simmons. Okay, Gwen Simmons, I have to tell you, I've been meaning to text you. That coffee from Stone Brewery that we bought, that was chocolate, phenomenal, phenomenal. I'm not a chocolate in my coffee kind of person. I like caramel and I like other flavors. I've never found a chocolate that I like, but I've been meaning to text you. The chocolate was amazing. I think of you every time we drink it, and we save it for Sundays. On Sunday mornings, we get special coffee. So good. Thanks for joining us. Yay. All right. Hello, Annette Rollin. So she's joking right now. She's trying to be funny because she said that her favorite ribbon, you can't sense her sarcasm, but I can read through the lines, you guys. This is not her favorite ribbon in the world. She hates it a lot. And so she's, so I know the truth, Annette. I can read through your lines. Oh, gotta laugh though. Yes. All right. So what did Irene say here, you guys? Whoa, I'm still connected. Well, he is zooming around me at breakneck speed, and when he stops, he immediately grabs a chunk of my hair and tries to drag me. So that's fun. Oh man. All right. So they has the zoomies. So my cats get the zoomies too. They chase each other back and forth, and it's fun. The fun part to do is when they come around the kitchen corner and their butts slide out from underneath them, and they keep going and pick themselves up and keep zooming along. So fun stuff. All right. So Annette here, she's laughing out loud. Yes. Fun. All right. So without further ado, let's do clue number 2. That was 3 rhymes all together there. Okay. All right. So clue number 2. Let's see what this says. Fold and burnish the card base, scored piece of coordinating cardstock 1 on the score line to make a top folding A2 size card. All right, so we got this. That's why I didn't do it earlier, because I knew that it was in clue number 2 here. So what is this saying? Fold and burnish. So hopefully if you have it scored appropriately, it should fold right in half, and we're going to make it a top folding A2 size card. Perfect. All right. Easy peasy, lemons that are squeezy. I think we're going to cruise on to number 3 really quick, because if you guys know the drill, give me a thumbs up. Hopefully you're good to go. But like follow along and give me a thumbs up or tell me you're ready. But I am hopefully knowing that you guys, that should be an easy clue. So we're going to go on to clue number 3. Just a bit of a nut job. You know, our pets can be like that. All right. All right. So clue number 3. All right. Look at your 3x3 pieces of coordinating pattern paper. You will want to align them together. Now, you might be careful if you have a pattern paper. So with this card, your pattern is going to, you're going to keep your pattern. So ultimately, one triangle is going to go at the top, one goes at the bottom, and opposites. So your pattern paper is really going vertical like this. But what we're going to do is we're going to put it as a diamond. So orient it like a diamond on your paper trimmer and cut from point to point, making 4 triangles. Now, if I had a guillotine, I would do it like a bigger guillotine. I would do it at the same time. I don't trust this little guillotine to do both pieces at the same time. It's fine. I think it will work, but I would prefer to do one at a time. If you're using a trimmer like this, when you put your paper in, you have to be super duper extra cautious, careful, because if you put it in here like this and you go straight up, you're going to catch the corner and crumple it. So your call, however you want to do your cutting, but what we're doing is cutting them into triangles. So I think I'll stick with this little guy. I'm going to line up my top, line up my bottom, and I always go back to my top. So it's like when you're crossing the street, left, right, left, right? So perfect. I just created 2 triangles. Now we're going to do 2 more triangles. And I'm trying to figure out how I want this glop of white to be. If I want that to be more on the side, I think I'm going to have it more on the side. So I'm going to go like this, down at the bottom, top, bottom, go. Okay, so clue number 3 was to shine bright like a diamond and cut your paper in the diamond orientation from point to point, making 4 triangles. So I have my 4 triangles. All right, I know they're hard to see, but 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so that is clue number 3. If you guys are working along with me, just cut your diamonds in half. And the paper is gorgeous. Definitely, you guys are gonna love this card when we're done. All right, so without further ado, clue number 4 is in the house. All right, I see lots of thumbs up, so that's good. That's good. Very, very nice. All right, hi, Julie Hillsman. Okay, Don't you love it how Jolene adds little graphics on the bottom so we can really get a good visual? So adhere these 4 triangles to the card front, to the front of your card. Alternate the patterns as shown in the diagram. Which pattern is more dominant is up to you. You can also dry fit the pieces and play with the layering prior to adhering. So let's do that. Let's play with our paper before we get glue happy. So to me, these 2 on the top right and the bottom left are your more prominent triangles. These 2 less prominent because they partially get covered up. So what we can do is play with our paper and dry fit our pieces. So these would be my less prominent, and then that would go there, and then this one would go here. All right, so there's one that is so shiny. So that's one option. Now the second option would be for this to be less prominent, but there's something about gold. I have a hard time covering gold up, right? So I'm gonna have my, gotta get some gold to get that girl on the top, right? And it says, adhere these 4 triangles to the card front, to the front of your card, alternate the pattern. So we're gonna do these 2 first. And it's really hard to, I noticed that this guy is a little conical on the end. All right, we wanna get the glue close to the edge of that point, but not too oozy that it all goes out on you. So we're gonna do this one first, and with the top left. All right, bien nice. Then we're gonna do the bottom right. Now, if you guys want to use tear and tape or mini glue dots or tape runner, really whatever you want. You're just adhering 4 triangles to the front of your card. So then these are the ones that have the gold foil on them. And they are going to overlap. Now I'm back to the white glob here. Do I want it at the top or do I like it at the bottom? I think I'll go for it at the bottom. That goes here. And then una más. Guys, isn't it crazy? The only time you really ever hear me speak Spanish is in Mystery Night. And it's just because it's numbers, I think. That's why. All right. This guy is going to go at the top right. We just created a nice little background. Perfecto. Adhere the 4 triangles to the card front per the pattern right here. And so it left a diamond in the middle. Diamond in the rough. Okay, so hopefully you guys are doing good with that. Not so hard of a card so far, but I think you guys are gonna love how it turns out. So we're gonna mosey on over to numero 5. Number 5. All right. Adhere the remaining piece of coordinating pattern paper 2 to the remaining piece of coordinating cardstock 1. And then adhere this to the smaller piece of cardstock 2. That's all of this stuff right here. So this is my pattern paper and my coordinating cardstock and then my coordinating cardstock. Now, before I do this, I want to figure out, do I want to do something with this gold piece? Because I have the hardest time covering this up. So I know I have this to work with. And I'm contemplating in my head if I want to punch something out of the middle. Because I could go in here and cut out this heartfelt hexagon shape out of here. And if I do that, it will give me this gold piece that I could use on the front of my card. Now, when I do that though, I have to think ahead because really, and you guys are gonna get some insider information here, this is going to get adhered onto the front, sorry, onto the inside of our card, and it's gonna become a pocket for us to make for a gift card or a photo or something. And if I have a pocket, when I stick something in here, it might get caught along the bottom. but I think I'm willing to take that leap of faith here and hope that it's not going to cause any issues down the road. So I'm going to go in here and why not? Let's cut that out and we end up with this. So now when I put this on here, this is called paper conservation. So we put this on here. No one's ever really going to see that. The only problem we might have is when somebody goes to stick something in here, will it get caught, right? So we're taking our chances. I might be happier that I have that little piece. So what can we do though? We can glue. What clue number 5 is gluing your pattern paper. The DSP is wild. It is. It sure is. And the other sides are subdued. So wild. Now, when it comes to foil, I generally don't use liquid glue because it swirls all around on you. Like it shimmy shakes, I guess. So I will generally use tear and tape when I'm adhering to foil because it won't. So liquid glue has a tendency to soak into foil and make it warpy, where when you use tear and tape, it doesn't do that. But the problem with the tear and tape is you do not have any wiggle room. You have no forgiveness if you don't get it lined up straight. So you have to be very, very careful. So I might get my head in here just so I can see. So I line up my left side, making sure my top and bottom are the same. And when I drop it, as long as I drop it straight, I'm gonna trust that the right side is good. And so I've just glued those together. Oh man. So I just realized something. Because I have tape here, that's not gonna work so hot for me because this is a pocket card. So what I can do is get my adhesive eraser out. Guys, I made more work for myself by doing that. I don't know if you caught that, but nothing that we can't fix. But you definitely, if you take out of that piece, you want to make sure you do not have, okay. Well, here's another idea. All right, I'm just thinking smarter, not harder. Yes, I could sit here and get the glue off. I made a decision. I made more work for myself. So how can I fix my issue that you guys hopefully won't have that issue, right? I'm just going to make an extra piece that's gonna adhere onto the back of this. Now you guys aren't gonna have to do this, I promise you. Like if you, do you ever catch yourself like, oh, I'm gonna do this and this and this, and then it makes more work for yourself? You're thinking you're being efficient, and then all of a sudden you're like, dang, I just created extra work. So you guys, this is not part of, it's like, shut your eyes, pretend this isn't happening. Oh, I don't want glue there. And I also didn't want the snaggletooth of my punch that I just did. So here's what I'm doing. I am getting rid of it by covering it up. How's that sound? Okay, so good, we're back on track. All right, how are you guys doing? Baby powder would work too. Jamie said add some Scotch tape on the back. Oh, yes. Oh, I love that idea. Okay, what Jamie just said, okay, if I didn't want to do this, oh, you guys, Jamie just taught me something. This is what Jamie said to do. Watch this. Jamie said to do this. Jamie said to add Scotch tape right here. Oh, I love it. See, we work together. Work smarter, not harder. Okay, I love it. Okay, as long as I can get my tape straight, right? Okay, Jamie said, add Scotch tape on the back of the cut covers tape. You have to keep the gift card from scratching on the inside. Oh, it's so exciting. I would never have thought to do that. Thank you for that. And we saved a piece of paper and we saved tear and tape, but look, that's perfect. Love it. I'm gonna love it in an instant. Okay, back on track. All right, nice, very nice. Okay, so yes, the baby powder embossing buddy too, but I feel like that is the best results for what we want is to cover that with Scotch tape. Perfect, I love it. So you guys, I'm so excited, can you tell? All right, so that was clue number 5. We are gonna migrate over to number 6, clue number 6. I bought you guys time. Hopefully you don't have to deal with what I just dealt with, but that's what you can do if you give yourself a dilemma like that. All right, clue number 6. Perfect, perfect, perfect. All right, number 6, let's flip this over. It says, adhere the layer you created in clue number 5, which is this, to the inside of your card on the top portion, placing adhesive around only the bottom and sides to allow room for a gift card to be placed inside. So can you guys tell here? I used past clues and printed on the back side. And when you open this up, this is gonna get secured right here on the top panel, but the bottom portion of the top panel. And you're only putting adhesive. So she's got it, it's really hard to see it, but it says adhesive behind here, adhesive behind here, adhesive behind here. So we're only putting adhesive. Now, what do you want to use? If you have something that looks like this stuff is pretty amazing. This came in a past paper pumpkin kit. It is the tear and tape, but it's an 1/8 of an inch, which is ideally what we want for here because it keeps it really close to the edge. And if you don't have 1/8 inch tear and tape, you could use your regular tear and tape and cut it in half. Oh man, look at this. I used up the end of that. So I officially put that one to rest. And then if you don't have 1/8 inch tear and tape, which you could do, this is a little bit more of a struggle bus, but you could take your glue scissors and you can make 1/8 inch tear and tape. And so what I did is cut it in half, and we're gonna put, and I did half of what I needed because I knew it would spread off like that. So we're gonna pick this off. If you use liquid glue, that's fine too, but you just have to use such a thin layer that you don't want it to ooze out on you. You need the adhesive so it doesn't get stuck. I don't think it'll get stuck now. So I'm going to put this in here. She's got a picture, a nice little diagram for us. I'm going to make sure my margins are the same on the bottom and the left and the right. And I did not put any on the top, right? Jamie to the rescue, yes. All right, so now if you guys have a picture or a gift card or a check or cash, you've just created an amazing pocket on the inside here. So when they open up the card, it'll be hopefully tucked here. Now, we were talking in one of my past classes that it's Christmas time, so you could make this into your Christmas card and have your kid's picture or your family picture that's in the inside. So when the person gets the card, that's what's holding the picture in place. So this is perfect. I love it. Very, very good. Okay, so hopefully that made sense and you guys are good to go. So that was clue number 6. It was adhering a pocket on the inside of your card. All right. Gonna cruise along. We're gonna go to number 7. George just said that liquid glue ends up all over her. Yes, totally agree. I wouldn't use liquid glue on the edge of something like that. Definitely not. I only use liquid glue when I'm basically adhering layers, and I never use liquid glue with ribbon either. So number 7 is next. Now, this is all about you. Think about what sentiment and or focal images you might want to put on the front. You guys have a palette here. You have a blank, empty palette, kind of like an empty palette. You've got a little bit started, but you need to figure out what you're going to do on this because we're finishing the inside first. So thinking about what you're wanting to do on the outside, but we're going to do is work on stamp a sentiment and our focal image and coordinating ink on the white vanilla mat, which I have right here. And we're going to adhere this mat to our coordinating cardstock mat and then put that on the inside. But we don't even know what we're doing on the outside. That's why we got here. Think about what you want to do on the outside. And then the other thing for me too is so this is a hard decision to make. I don't generally like to punch or cut things out of the mat because when you go to write your inside, you might have like a little Humpty Hump, right? And you might have your pen go over the top of it. Well, that's something I don't mind taking that issue because I don't want to let all of this gold go to waste by just gluing it. So I am going to figure out a way here that I can punch out a couple more of these guys without ruining my mat. So I've got right here. So I got two ones. I've got 2 labels that I can utilize for something else. And again, I'm still okay. I'm within my margin. And now I think that I can fit one more because that goes up like this. I'll bring it back down. And I've got 3 out of there. Now, this might look like crap right now, but I'm going to shore this all up. And you're gonna be like, wow. You're just like, wow. Because nobody really writes that close to the edge of the card, right? Well, I think that they don't. I'm going to remove the innards of this mat completely because I can still utilize this for gold stars and gold little remnants of die cut things, flowers, right? So I've just pulled all of this out of the middle, and this is going to get glued down, and then this will go over the top of it. And nobody's going to know, except for all of you who are watching me right now. You'll know then that I did this, but nobody's going to really write that close to the edge anyways, so it's pretty much flat throughout the middle. But what are we going to put on the inside? That's what Jolene is wanting us to do on this clue number 7 is we're working on our inside. And there's a lovely little heart right there. If I only had a heart. We're going to put a heart in there. Oh, so speaking of that, there are some awesome dies here that go with this bundle. And look at this action here. That heart is amazing. I love it. There's texture all the way around it. And then there's a whole bunch of hearts here that match. So the dies are pretty awesome that go with this bundle. And we're going to all go to A&W. Just kidding. We're going to get a block. And that block is right here. And I'm going to do Love You on the outside. And, oh man, my heart belongs to you. Ooh. That's kind of like giving away my heart. How about Sending Lots of Love? Or Happy Valentine's Day. We could make this into a Valentine's Day card. Let's see here. Happy Valentine's Day. So, love you. Happy. How about we do that? I'm good with that. My heart belongs to you is really a big commitment. Now, if you really do have your heart belonging to somebody, like, definitely go for it. But I can't ever see giving this card to Tyler. So, it's too pink for him. So, and I haven't used these stamps before. So I'm taking a chance, and we're going to see once how they stamp. I didn't condition them. I literally just opened them up, and we're going for it. So we're putting the little heart in the bottom right corner, and we're going to do Happy Valentine's Day right about there. I like it. Mikey likes it. Then this all, we're going to shut this for the moment in time. Because no ribbon has to go down on this, we can do thin little bits of liquid glue. Be careful, get all the way around the edge. So don't use too much. You don't want it making a hot mess for you. And then my... Have you ever seen such a mat for a card? Well, there you go. But again, I wanted the gold, but I didn't want to, let's say, quote unquote, waste my gold, right? Who wants to waste the gold? And then now this goes right over the top of that. Right? And it's nice and smooth in the middle. And nobody's the wiser, right? So we're doing a Valentine's Day card. So let's go back and read this. How do you condition your stamps? Nedra, I use this ink eraser. So if there are inconsistencies and blotchiness with my stamps, I would take this ink eraser and go over the top of it and then clean it very lightly. You don't scrub very hard with this. Just really lightly go over the top of it. That's how you could use a pink pearl eraser too, but I generally use my ink eraser. Oh man, there's a dimensional back there hiding. All right. And we have, I would have stamped off once on the heart. Yeah, that's completely, you can do whatever, you definitely could. I don't mind it so dark. My stamp, if you want to see what the stamp looks like with it being second strength, I'll be honest with you, it sometimes gets too light for second strength, but here's first strength, and then my second strength is like that, right? To me, I definitely was happier with knowing that my melon mambo was a little darker, I don't think I would have been as happy with my second string. But that's what's great about card making. You guys, you can always do whatever makes you the happiest. All right. I would have stuck my finger on the ink pad doing that. And then save the innards today, use them again another day. Yep, we know how to be frugal. So yes, look at this. You guys, I ended up with 4 of these. Now, I just grabbed this punch. I could have easily grabbed a die cut that was like a stitched rectangle and cut that out of the middle. But I am Suzanne Neild. I am live right now, live in the flesh, live in the hive. All right. So we're thinking about so I thought about what I was doing on the outside. I stamped my sentiment on the inside, and I used a little focal image, and I've glued it in. We're perfect. We've got our little pocket. I would say that our inside is officially finito, finished. It is done. And we can move on to clue number 8. All right. Clue number 8. Let's see what this one says. Stamp your focal images and or sentiments on scraps. Oh, so if I was so inclined, I could potentially use that. We'll see once. Fussy, die cut, or punch out your sentiment banner, maybe add a mat and or focal images. Adhere these elements to the card front. How can you add ribbon? Because we love our ribbon. And that is what's up to you now. What would you do on the front of your card? So I have one of these Goldilockses right here, and I also have this white scrap. And what I was thinking about doing for me was using my melons that are mambo, or my mambos that are melon, and doing the I love you long time. I was gonna do that in my hexagon, and I think that the hexagon fits that way. Yep, it does. So let's do the hexagon, and right about there. Thanks, Georgia. I'm glad you like it so far. So far, so good. All right, so we got that stamped. Let's see how it punches. It just will barely fit. It's gonna be so close. Oh, I want it just like a hair smaller, or a hair, the words just a hair smaller. Okay, so let's look at this. I'd rather cut off a little of the L than the U, I think, if I'm gonna do that. Yes, I could go and use any other punch or label. Let me just see here. One moment, please. I'm gonna go grab one other punch and we're gonna test it out. I could have very easily grabbed a die too, but I was in the mood for easy. Easy button is punching. So I grabbed a circle punch, but I feel like chicken tonight. Nope. That could work. That could work. Okay. I grabbed this one too. See what this one looks like. That one cuts off more, so we'll leave that guy to the wayside. Sorry. Better luck next time. This one, that cuts off the L over there, so not that one either. And I think I'm gonna go and stick with this one. And you guys, honestly, when you're at home, you can do whatever you want, right? That's the beauty about it. So I'm gonna go back here and make sure I capture my U over here. And we're working with it, work with it, work with it, work with it. There we go. And what I'm thinking then is we're gonna add a little bit of gold behind. And because I have a couple of them, I wonder if I can add gold on both sides to make it like that. Now, a frugal way to do this would be to actually cut it in half diagonally. So well, let's play with it. Fussy cut it out. I could do that too. I don't want a fussy cut. You can't make me. Just teasing. All right, so we've got the love you, and we're gonna add a little gold over here. And I just wanna play with this. So I think when you're using a label and making the background, you can cut them and offset them. And I think I'm going to do that. We're gonna cut it at a diagonal this way. And we're gonna put a little Goldilocks like that. So what happens with that is it ends up having an edge here. And if you don't like that, because I don't think it would have done that. It has a rounded edge. So what you could do is leave that one like that and pull this guy in down at the bottom here. Either way, what's going to happen is you're going to have a little bit of a gap when you're doing something like this. And you have to either be okay with it or find a different way to layer it. And I think I'm okay with that. Something like this. And saving these pieces for something else. And then I have my gold ribbon here. And I'm going to have some gold ribbon shooting out. I thought about using the thread here. But well, you could use both actually too. But I'm going to adhere these together for now. And I'm going with it. Go with it. Work with it. All right. This is where it's completely up to you guys though. You need to figure out what you want to do for your card that you're going to make. Because yours is going to be potentially different than mine. But I'm going to put this back over here. And I want to see gold on the top like that. And then I'm going to put this one peeking out along the bottom like that. So I accent in the gold. And then this is going to go here. Now this is perfect for me to put my ribbon coming out over there. And so we're going to grab a couple waiting in the wings. And we're going to put a couple on the back. And this gold ribbon is going to come out. So I'm catching the tear and tape back there. And I'm going to make a loop that's a little bit bigger. And I'm going to bring my tail out like that. And then I need the tape on the back here to help sandwich it in place so it doesn't come out later. And then let's go to our bag of leftover ribbons. I should have another one in there. And this is about 6 inches that I have here. And on the back bottom corner here, I'm going to do the same thing. So we're going to grab and capture the tail. I made a little loop, make a Humpty Hump and make a bigger loop. Catch that tape and bring it back, and I brought it back right through the middle. Take that other tear and tape and squish it real good. Okay, now you can, if you want to, trim your tails. You can always trim your tails when you get your adhered on, but why not? Just trim those like that. All right, now you could keep frou-frouing it up as much as you possibly want to, right? The sky is the limit. You can do whatever you want. There's a song about it. You can do whatever you want, but I think I'm happy. And I'm going to let it be. Let it be, let it be. And I'm going to pop these up with dimensionals, the label. So I did not take the backing off of my ribbon because I don't want it to go flat there. And I'll do one more for good measure right in the middle. And this can get centered right in the middle. Now, if I wanted to, I'd probably pull vellum in here and have another layer of vellum in the back. But that's where it's up to you. You can stamp more focal images. In this set that I'm using, I could very easily have made some leaves and had some gold leaves coming out. If you want to emboss gold leaves, there's a lot that you can do yet. But I think I'm gonna press the easy button and have that be my front. And then we're going to see here, it says adhere these elements to the card front. How can you add ribbon? I added ribbon. Oh man, I was gonna say, could I add some of this ribbon as well? I forgot about that already, you guys, like I was a squirrel. I wondered if it'd be too much to add some of this daintier ribbon around as well to give it some extra texture. Do we want to do it or not? Let me just think about this. I might capture that guy right there, make a little bit bigger of a loop here, and have it make it full circle, come back. I don't think that's going to hurt us at all. Right, so we added a little fine dainty loop, and then we could do the same thing on this side. And how are we going to do that? We're going to grab another dimensional and have our thread come into that. The nice thing about it, it's got this nice curve going on because It's been on a roll. Get it? It's on a roll. So adding a little bit of this stuff helped. But then now we've lost our stickiness from that dimensional. So I'm gonna put a little snot dot or non-committal, AKA mini glue dot, over the top of the dimensional. All right. I think that added to it. Made it even more beautimous. So what I did is I eyeballed. That was almost hitting. So I'm gonna move that down. That sneaks right into that opening like that. I think that was good. I liked adding a little bit of that gold looping. All right. But we're not done. Wait, there's more. A large vellum heart under the sentiment. Absolutely. There is right here, you guys, die cutting a heart out of vellum and having that underneath here, perfect. I definitely agree. So that is exactly it. There's lots of ideas that you could definitely do. When you guys are making your card, go for it. My goal was definitely to get the wheels turning for you to make an awesome card, to give you a great layout. And we decided to do another pocket card so that you could have it in time for Christmas. But we're not done. There's more. So we're going to do clue number 9, because clue number 9 is one of my favorite clues always. It's not always number 9, but it's actually written as number 10 because I didn't reprint it, but this is our next clue. So pretend that says 9. But this is my favorite clue. Embellish and Stella to your heart's content. So Stella is a glitter pen that you can go ahead and add a little bit of shimmer and shine. And we'll do it on this one right here. And I need to rehydrate her with a little bit of rubbing alcohol. But we can Stella, but the embellishing is always another one of my favorite things to do. And we've got some of these Goldilocks gems, and I'm gonna put a big and a small down there, and I've got a random middle one, which we can put right there. Now, you could do more, you could do less, but I always love to add a little bit of bling to the card. Oh, Margaret, I do like that idea of having a vellum heart back there. And there I've got a little bit of gold on it, so when you open it up, boom. And then make sure to put that $100 bill, y'all, in there, and or a picture of your family and give it to who, like, or maybe it could be like a godchild or grandchildren that you want. Like, parents can give a card like this to the grandparents with the family picture in here, or whatever you need to do. Now you've got that option. And again, this last set of clues was really up to you. You guys, the creativity is endless of what you want to do on the outside of your card. So what does that mean for what's next? Sharing. So we all started off with the same measurements and the papers of the sizing, but not the same patterns. And I don't like to influence you in any way, but you can see what my card looks like just to get an idea of the layout. It's time for you guys to make your card or finish your card and then to share it. And how you're going to share it, you look for this post and you're going to go into my Facebook. So right now we're in YouTube land, but to post it, you do need to go to Facebook land. And in Facebook land, you need to go to my Cards by Christine, which is my Facebook page. And in here, we're going to switch to go here. We need to go to Cards by Christine. I'm trying to get like click, click, click. All right, I thought I was there. So in here, under more, there's a section for events. And right now, we are in the past. Oh, here it is, happening now. You want to find the November mystery card making, right? And in here, if I did it, I think I did it. I did. I scheduled this post already. So look for this graphic right here. That's important, right? If you don't go under this post, we don't necessarily pull your name. We hope you had a great time solving the mystery with us. Show off your beautiful creations here and be inspired by everyone's cards. And if you put your card in here by November 30th, we'll put you in for the drawing that we do early next month. And what you can do is comment and click on your little camera and click on the camera button. Hi guys, you can see me. All right, reverse, reverse. And what you can do is just pop a picture of the card. So boom, done, and then hit like send it to the post. And what it'll do is post it. Now what I can do is reply to that. So it'll keep it under my card. And what I can do is open up my card, and I'm gonna do another picture. Oh, reverse, reverse. And now I can do the inside like that and hit done. That's how easy it is. So underneath now, I've got my card, and then I have the inside to my card. So when somebody posts their next card picture, it's going to be indented on the left. And if you want to share your inside, you just share it underneath your actual first picture versus starting two of it. So hopefully that makes sense. And then what's going to happen is Kelly will go through and she'll help me grab all the individual cards. So if you make multiple cards, we'll grab your name for each card that you create, not for each photograph that you take. So let's say you take an inside and outside, it's just one. So that's what you would do, is share it. And hopefully you keep it under that post. Then when it makes it easy for Kelly. And yeah, that's it. So pretty, makes me want to buy this DSP. Very good. Well, just so you guys know, for the game night that we're doing on December 5th, everybody's going to get a quarter pack of this designer series paper. And so you'll figure out, like, let's say you're on the fence about it, you're not quite certain. If you do game night with me, you would get a quarter pack of the designer paper. And this one's super cool. We created this one to be a little bit of a fold. So there's Velcro here, and then it opens like this and like that. And then you've got your inside like this. So we've got a little Velcro dot holding that shut. So you guys you'll get you'll get a quarter pack of the designer paper, which means you get each sheet, like a half of each sheet is how that works. And then you can play with it and see if it's something that you really want more of, or if you're good. Like maybe that's enough for you. And what it is, there's different pink ones, there's red ones. It is wild. Somebody said it was wild. It is. It's a little bit crazy. It reminds me of like fudge, swirling around and adding coloring to frosting. And then this one has that. So that's what we used for this happy hibiscus. But you would never have thought that marbly Valentine's Day looking paper would have made these non-Valentine's Day looking cards, I think. So again, this is game night. You can find all the details for the game night on my website, which for those inquiring minds that want to know, it's cardsbychrisb.com. When you go there and you toggle on my events calendar to December 5th, you'll find all the details for the Stampin' Game Night and Card Workshop featuring Happy Hibiscus. And those, you can see I got close-ups of the cards, how much it costs, all the good stuff. And for those that don't get emails, because I emailed about that this past weekend, if you don't get emails, what you can do is underneath this picture of me in the yellow shirt, you can always sign up to get emails from me and get registered with my email in my website. I email about upcoming classes and sales and all the good stuff. And so that's under cardsbychrisb.com. My email address is here. My phone number is here too, especially for those that are new to me, that you can get on board with what we do. So yeah, Sherry loves game night. Great tip. Debbie said, before you glue the inside in, take a picture of the outside and inside together and post one picture. I usually forget though, by the way, but that was perfect. I don't know if you guys caught what just happened there. Debbie said what she would do is she would take this inside and then set it next to it so that they're in one picture at the same time, which is really cool because then you're only taking one. Oh, and Irene is signing up for game night. Yay. All right. Susan loves the card. Gorgeous card. Thank you for taking time to teach us. That's pretty good. Oh, you betcha. All right. So when is the next game night? Not game night. When is the next mystery card night? So my calendar, you guys, is up to date for December. If you click on anything, you'll find that it's there. So the mystery card event is actually, it's super early in December. It's the 2nd. And that is because December brings a lot of crazy with the holidays. And I don't do a lot between, let's say, the 20th and between the 2nd. Those 2 weeks, people are spending time with their families, they're making cookies, they're opening presents, they're doing all of the things, right? And I know that. So I like to do those things too. And so my last class with Rose and I have our classes, her technique club class is the 19th and the suite class is set for the 19th. The 23rd is, that's the haunted home kit, which I don't know if I'm going to do it then. I just pushed it out. And then Kelly's going to do the pumpkin. So there's between the 20th and the 2nd, there's really not much going on. So we kind of moved things around. I did not want to do the mystery card night on the 23rd because everybody's doing holiday stuff then. So we pushed it out to the 2nd, or pulled it back to the 2nd. But if you guys click on any of these events that I have coming up in December, the cover photos have been added to everything. And I'm going to be doing the showcase for all of this stuff in December. I'm going to be doing all of the, so we got that stuff here. I'm planning to do, in case you guys are wondering, I think I'm going to do the showcase tomorrow morning. And I'm probably going to try to do it early, like, oh man, I don't know, now that I think about it. I'm going to be attending somebody else's class. Julie Bierschbach is teaching class tomorrow, and we have to leave at 11:30. I gotta think about it. I might look at my calendar again and see once, but I'll be doing the December showcase. I want to do it by Wednesday, or I guess maybe Thursday at the latest, so that you guys can see everything that's coming up. But everything basically in December is on the front half of December, and we plan to mail kits around the 6th to the 9th. And so as soon as I get the showcase done, you guys can start signing up for classes so that we have everything on the radar for people. Like in the collage app. Hi, is that Tammy?
Chris.
Oh, it's Chris. Okay, perfect. All right, I'm almost done. Yay.
Yeah.
All right. Hi, Marilyn Durbin. She loves all the cards. Great. Perfect. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's it for Mystery Card Night. If you guys have any questions or need help with anything, don't hesitate to reach out. What I'll be working on in the next few days is getting caught up on stuff from being away from my little weekend getaway. And you guys, if you missed the Let's Just Stamp, go back and catch that one. We did 3 cards featuring Artful Amaryllis. So, yay! Randy, thanks for sharing. Have a good night. Same to you, Randy. I hope all of you have a great night, and we'll catch you for the next live, which at this moment, I know Gina Bulow will be live on Wednesday morning, and somewhere in here I'm going to sneak a showcase, and then we've got Season of Elegance on Thursday night, and we have the Stamp-a-Sack featuring A Little Bit Festive on Friday at 2. So lots of classes coming up for you guys this week. Love it, love it. All right, you guys have a good rest of your night. Lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to you. We'll see you later. Bye.